Taurus.
Hello Taurus, Happy New Year. It's 2015 and we're looking at your forecast here for January. And I'm Karen Lustrup, and for those of you new following the channel, I wish you welcome for this journey that we're going to be taking month by month. And for those of you who have been following, thank you for following, thank you for sharing, and thank you for liking the videos. Really, truly appreciate it. Now you Taurus here this month, well, it's really powerful because you're reaching, searching, yearning, and trying to find these higher levels in your consciousness. You're going to come to see how things are just going to start expanding for you in what I feel it's like a new life for so many of you. And there's a few reasons for that. For one, Saturn has now changed signs. So for the last 2.5 years, it's been a little bit of a struggle. It's been a little bit of challenges for you to really work through to find your proper balance in your relationships and financial situations. So this is now a weight that's off your shoulders, and I think you're all going to welcome it. So the year is starting brand new, and due to this is Saturn that has been in your 7th house. Now it's moved into your 8th house. This is what you're going to be working with, should I say, over the next 2 years. Is all about finding your balance within shared resources. So this would be between you and your partner. It could be investments that you're going to make. It could be bonuses, commissions. And Saturn is always, what gives us our life lessons. But it's also where we find the strength within ourselves of mastery. So within this time span, you will come to see how you're going to grow within this area of how you can strengthen your resources, and through your skills, but also through shared resources. That could be with the company you work in, say commissions, but it could also be with the partner that you live with. What is yours, what is his, and so forth. So you will come to see how that's going to come into play. But a lot of heaviness is now leaving you, and I feel January is just going to be so blissfully beautiful as the Sun, Mercury, the new moon, Venus here along with Pluto is in your 9th house for the happy-go-lucky energy of Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules this area. It's also an area of travel and also education. So some of you might just, choose to sign up for a new course, a new class, or even teaching, giving some classes. That goes for some of you, not all of you. But in this, yes, I do feel that laughter is finding its place. The feeling of renewal, like I said, is there. Venus is here and loving this new feeling of putting roots down, new goals down within your love and relationships. That will be with you only those very first few days of the month, and then Venus is going to move into your career house, and that's where the shift and the focus will be for that rest of the month. But yeah, let's see what we start off with here January 1st. There's decisions to be made for you, Taurus, and this is Mars, your drive, your action, your desires, and so forth. And Jupiter being opposed to it, well, Jupiter wants to expand. So you might feel that you're wanting to expand in a certain direction, and then Mars is coming in and opposing it. Now, if you're a female, Mars could be a male in your life doing this, but it could also be your own inner drive, your own inner desires as well. And this opposition here is between where you work, how you work, your career field, but also the expansion that's taking place within the home environment. Jupiter in the 4th house is your home, family, roots, and so forth. And Jupiter just started going retrograde here December 9th, which it will be till April 9th. And so you might see that you're working a little bit back over things now and getting a different perspective on this area within the family. And then Mars is moving forward, and I'm seeing how here in December too, you were quite focused on how you would like to change things up within your career, to make new moves and take new actions. Mars only is in this area once every 2 years, so you're really powering up on new ideas, so pay attention to that. Now January 3rd, we have the Sun and Uranus squaring one another. So you are the Sun, you are that essence, right? And then Uranus can come with the unexpected and might throw you a little bit off. It could be here. For you, Uranus is in the 12th house. The Sun here is in the 9th house. So it could also just be something from your subconsciousness also coming up, where you might suddenly just land upon an insight, an epiphany, something that you feel now that you need to do or kick into action with. So follow it, because it's pinpointing something that needs, I would like to say, an adjustment or a fix. Then we have a beautiful week here between January 4th to the 13th. We have Venus, which is love and romance, and it's also money, your income, your security, those things that you value, that are really heartfelt. And they're lining up first with Saturn, then with Uranus. Saturn on the 4th, Uranus on the 13th. And so we're looking at how you're feeling, perhaps that love is starting to ground itself with security of Saturn. You may feel also that it's changing up your daily life and your routines and breaking new grounds, which Uranus loves to do, and that would be there on the 13th. So that could be a very exciting day to explore new realms within your romantic field. On the 15th, we have a little bit of a challenge, and I see it more like a test. Why? Because Mars, which is your actions and drives, it's coming up against Saturn, and we have to remember Saturn has just changed signs out of Scorpio, which was opposing you, into this new area of the 9th house. And before we can really get up and running with a new planetary placement, we always get tested a little bit. It's like coming to the gateway and being posed a question. You have to have the right answer for it to let through, right? So here on this day, pay attention to what comes up, and Mars here might feel a little restless, a little agitated by being stopped at the gate, because you're so focused on what it is you want to do. You made some decisions, here on New Year's, but see this not as a setback or something that is there to challenge you in a negative way. It's more, and you'll come to see this later in the month, because we're going to have a second challenge on the same thing on the 30th. So here on the 15th, it's more like, the expression, be careful what you ask for because you might get it. One of those things. So do you really want this direction that you're thinking you're wanting? And if so, how will you reason it and ground it? This aspect isn't going to last long. It's only a few days. But I see how it's going to really trigger you to look at the higher perspective of it, because Venus is also starting to formulate a opposition to Jupiter, and Venus is what you appreciate and what it is you want to obtain, and Jupiter wants to expand. But see, when we have this mix between the 15th and 19th, it's all about trying to think long term, not short term. This is why the energies are awakening into your consciousness, so that you can actually push through and find those clairvoyant moments in your own mind. Is this what I really want? And if so, why? And if I do it, what will the consequences be? That Jupiter. So this is a time to kind of readjust yourself. And then I see you moving forward really beautifully, or should I say more smoothly, and idealistically here on January 20th. It all has to do with what you're building, the new structures, everything you're doing here now in January is preparing for the work cycle in February, which we will talk more about. But your career is being highlighted here in February. So for whatever steps you're taking now and whatever you feel like little, not setbacks, it's not even delays, it's just like a little challenge here. Those inner questions is so that you get it right. So you'll be prepared for your career change here next month in February. So it's all good. And on the 23rd and to the 28th, here you'll come to see that whatever little challenge you had is falling into place. You're getting the response, the actions that you were looking for, they will now start resonating with you, and you're going to feel more now in control and taking the lead on these beautiful changes, interactions, and communications with key people that I see is going to actually start opening up these doors so that you can start flying here in February. But you will have one more little gateway to pass through, and that is January 30th, when your financial situation may be brought into question. How are you spending your money? Are you spending enough? Are you spending too much? Why are you holding back when maybe something does need to go out? So there's not just a balance here, but it's more like perhaps also you looking at how you can set it up so you can secure this, I'd like to say new venture of yours, because you are opening up new chapters. And so it's what do you feel in your heart? And I think this is going to be the most important, even though Venus rules, your money and your expenses, but what does your heart say? How does it feel, right? Because this is how you're going to navigate through upcoming times. And I feel that if you have really navigated well through January, January 30th is going to be an incredible day to actually launch, start, initiate this new, and then I see you full of expectations, anticipations, and the feeling of desire and passion of really now breaking through, and you're going to see how this is going to pan out. Like I said, February. Now, end of the month, we do have that new moon, and this month it's going to be January 20th, Taurus, and so for you it's going to be in that 9th house area, and so your intention should be that you do want to dedicate more time to do research, to dive into, to find more details, all the details that you're working on, and those areas that you want to grow, and also spiritually too, because it's a spiritual house, to dedicate a little bit more time to growing this area of your life, and you'll come to see that it's fun. All right, we always got to think about that beautiful Sagittarian energy that is very uplifting, happy-go-lucky, that we enjoy, that we're passionate about those things that we love. And then we have the full moon. Do you want to mention that? That's January 4th, Taurus. And the full moon for you this month will be in the 3rd house for communication. You might even be traveling here. And for those of you who are, you will come to see it's going to be a beautiful illuminated night here for you. And some important talks may come up for those of you needing to give a presentation on this day. Well, you will do really, really well. So this is what we have here for you this month. So do share and like if you are liking what you're hearing for this month. Listen to your moon and your rising sign, but above everything, go listen to your partner's forecast as well, so you know where he or she will be coming from. And I'll see you next month.